First, you need to download a template. Okay, you need to get a template. You can either download this through what they call it, Pinterest or Google. Okay, you need to get a template, resize it to the size you want to make. Okay, so I marked them so that I don't make mistakes with using the wrong templates. That's left and right are marked. And you also need craft knife and cutting wood tissue paper. So if you are making please, my hands were duly washed, sanitized, and everything. I like working like this, putting shortening on my hand. Please wash like 5 times before I start working. Okay, so you can either use gum paste or you add extra CMC to your fondant, but the fondant you are working with should be kind of how do I put it? It shouldn't be too hard. At the same time, it shouldn't be soft either. At all. Okay, and the texture, the inches you need to roll out shouldn't be too thick either. It should be in between. Okay, so I'm trying to, if you make it too thin, it's not going to stay on the body or last on the body too well. So it's going to be too thick. It won't rest on the body well. So the first thing you need to do is to trace out the sole. Remember, I marked it, so there is a left and there's a right, so you don't make mistakes. Why I had to mark it is because of I've made this mistake before, putting a template made for the right for the left. So you need to mark, please mark and then trace out the sole first. Remember what I said, the inches should be at least 1.5 or 2 inches. Okay, because this is going to be standing, and if you make it too thick, it's going to just be too heavy on your cake, and you don't need that. So we have done the left and I'm tracing out the right now. So super easy. Just get a sharp craft knife that I just cut out so fast. I usually use a new one anytime, because it gets to rust sometimes. So I just change the blade. Okay, so just pull it out, and then I had to make an extra. You can see on the video I cut out, and I didn't cut it out well, so I had to cut out another one. So sometimes there's a mistake, you face it and then move on. Okay, cut out the second one and then keep it. You see the thickness I'm going for, that should be 2 inches or 1.5. So don't make it too thick, you won't like it. Okay, so now we're trying to trace out the body. The body is the part that you shouldn't at all make it too thick. If you make the body too thick, it's not going to rest on the body well. It's not going to rest at all. So remember what you marked, the left. We'll start with the left now. So when you do this, just shift it to one side. Shift it to where you already kept the sole, so that you don't make mistakes like this, trying to use the right on the left. If you make it, your shoe is going to look so off. It has happened to me. So I didn't have left and right, so placing it was a bit difficult, but because they both look alike, so you should have, for shoes you should have left and right. Okay, don't make that mistake. Okay, so just trace it out. Trace out the second one too. Okay, when you download templates from Google or Pinterest, you should use your maybe Canva to reset. Okay, resize it rather. Sometimes the size you get there might be bigger than what you need, so you just have to use Canva to resize. Okay, use Canva or your computer, your laptop, or whatever you normally use to resize it. So you don't, I needed something small for the cake I'm making for, because the cake I'm making for is not that tall and not that big. I just needed it small. When you are making template and it's too big and ambiguous, you might not like it. It will just be too heavy on your cake. So you just start with small. So I'm trying to get, this shoe is going to be standing, and I'm trying to make what would I call it, a background or a stand. I don't know what to use, so that where I can insert the stick. Okay, that's the small ball I made there, so that I can see where to insert the stick to make it stand well on the table. So I just made a little ball, press it down on the edge of the of the sole. That is where I'm going to pass through the suya is it suya? We call it suya stick, but that's that stick, the skewer, this skewer stick. Okay, so that's just to pass it through, nothing more. The buzz is to help me pass through because I don't want to make a hole on the sole. It might not stand, so this is much easier and much faster. Okay, so I just apply some edible gum. That's water and CMC. The gum I'm using is edible gum, water and CMC mixture. So you can use you can use just water, but this sticks so much better. This sticks so much better for me. So just try and stick it. This, I will not lie to you, this does take time. Okay, you have to give it like 5 minutes to stick it properly, stick it well. Okay, this does take time. Don't be deceived, it does take time. So okay, so this does take time. Just give it like 5 minutes or thereabout, and it does take time. I won't lie to you, this does take time. So just take your time and fix it. Don't worry, just take your time. Just take your time and stick it to it. Yes, until you are done with it. Okay, if you have extra like this, you just continue what you are doing. You can just trim it off later. You can trim it off later. So that's what I use. Use your craft knife and remove a bit, and then use gum to stick it. Sometimes you're likely to have extra like this, so don't worry about that. Just cut out the extra and stick it back with water. Okay, use water, the edible spirit or water, whatever you're using. I prefer the edible spirit. So once you're done with that, you just put your cotton wool or tissue, whatever you are using. So this is just we're making the extras on the shoe, the back. That's the back that is going to hold the ribbon that drops. So, and this one, the other one extra I'm making is the one that will just cover the top, make it look much smoother. The edges will cut out, so this is just to cover it up, make it look more smoother, and the one to hold the ribbon. Okay, so you can make yours look much better by adding they call it what they call it, this tailor people do use that. So you just to make an indentation. If you don't have this, you can just use toothpick and then just make the line just make the mark there. Anything that you can use toothpick, you can use needle, you can use whatever that can create the mark. It's just to make a design on it so it doesn't look all that plain. Okay, very important, very important. You know, this is a girly shoe, so you should just be up to point. No, so like I was saying earlier, if you want to dry this, you have to do a kind of upward. So what I did, get my foam, then get a tissue paper, and then slightly lift it up because that's how it's going to stand on a cake. So I dry this overnight. So this is what you're going to do. All right. I think I had the part together.